Today's Toy Spot is on the Mcfarlane Toys Napoleon Dynamite figures. We're looking today at Pedro. Yes, luckily we did get a Pedro from this wave. Oh, gee, I wonder if he has a removable wig. That would be awesome if he did. He probably won't, though, but a man can dream, certainly, can he? Down below, we've got Jon Heder in his most famous of roles. I certainly can't blame him for wanting to do the Napoleon Dynamite cartoon, because you know, you stick with what brings home the money. I think Jon Heder totally sees that Napoleon Dynamite is his cash cow for the rest of his career. Also, as a side note, I wanted to ask you guys what you thought of the Napoleon Dynamite cartoon. Do you guys actually like it? Being a huge Napoleon Dynamite fan myself, I don't know. I'm still on the fence. I think the first pilot episode was terrible. Kind of that Thunderdome thing going on. I think it was a little too over the top. They seem to have toned it down a little bit since then, and I think it still works, but I don't know. I think it might water down Napoleon Dynamite in the long run. By the way, I'm getting off topic here. The Pedro does come with a display stand that has voice and sound, although it does not include the 2 AAA batteries to get the sound. So if you have 2 AAA batteries, you're in luck. If you don't, well, you can imagine, or you can really just play the movie in the background. I would certainly suggest that as well, because it's such a great movie. On the back of the package, other figures that you can get from this series. We got Napoleon Dynamite in prom suit. We got Kip Napoleon in a Vote for Pedro shirt, breaking it out. Is it Jamiroquai? Napoleon as the tetherball champ, and finally Pedro. It says, when we're not training to be cage fighters, Mcfarlane Toys is busy creating action figures from one of the hottest indie films in recent memory. Our selection of Napoleon Dynamite toys showcases the main character in the film, includes film-based sound files. You can also get, as featured down below, a 12-inch Napoleon with sound. Not too bad. Although I didn't get it. I didn't pick up that particular figure. Oh, and there's also a side picture of the figure as well. I didn't get the 12-inch figure. So if anybody was asking, Spot, oh, please, Spot, please do the 12-inch. Sorry, I didn't pick up the 12-inch figure. If you want to send it to me, I'll certainly review it. I am all for free merch. But anyways, what we're going to do is take a bit of a break. I'm going to get this opened up, and we're going to get a better look at Pedro. There's more to come, guys. Don't go anywhere. Stay tuned. The one accessory that does come with Pedro is his competition as the piñata. Love it. Now, the piñata doesn't have any articulation. I thought there might have been, you know, the hands or whatnot. But it's basically just pegged into place, the arms, the legs. You can't really do too much, seems to be an ongoing trend with the Napoleon Dynamite figures. You can't really do too much with the accessory, but at least it came with it. I mean, you know, if I could be specific, sure, it would have been nice if it was hanging off of like a branch or something. But really, do we have to incorporate an entire tree diorama? But I think you're thinking a little too much out of the box, because after all, it is only just a piñata. But it's nice that we got one. It's nice that we got one. And zooming back, put the piñata aside. Let's have a look at Pedro. Actually, yeah, let's have a look at Pedro. It definitely looks like Pedro. Oh, and also, if anyone was wondering, the wig is part of the head. You can't take the wig off. I can dream, certainly, but no such luck. Can't for the life of me remember the actor's name. But I think the only other movie that I remember him from, I'm sure he's done other things too, but the only movie I really remember him from as well is Employee of the Month, which is also one of my favorite movies too. Sucker for Dane Cook. And I think he pretty much plays the exact same character in Employee of the Month as he does in Napoleon. His English is a little better in Employee of the Month, mind you, but as I said with the other figures, for a 2005 figure, this is on par with some of the figures that we would get nowadays through NECA. I think this figure is just awesome. You can see all the nice sculpt work that they put in the shirt. Pedro with his weird arch. Look at that. That can't be good. It was so hot that I took a bath and then I shaved my head. Oh, Pedro. He's got his nice belt buckle going on there, which I like as well. It's cowboy boots. I mean, really, all things considered, this is definitely a solid figure. And this actually would be a nice figure to put next to the Vote for Pedro Napoleon, which is, as well. In the way of Pedro's articulation, he has a swivel in the head. He has swiveled arms and swiveled hands. Doesn't look to be any swivel articulation in the waist, obviously because they've sculpted in the tucked shirt. You know, have that as a swivel, that would probably throw that off. And there also appears to be no articulation in the feet. But still, all things considered, it's a great figure. He does come with a display stand, as he does with the other Napoleon Dynamite figures. This one, however, does have 2 pegs. The other figures have so far only come with 1 peg. 2 peg holes on the feet, so we'll just plug them into place. Have to be a little more specific. When you have 2 pegs, you can't just willy-nilly it. You have to put them exactly on the peg holes, or on the pegs. His little old school label maker gun name tag right there, Pedro. There's also the button on the top that activates the sounds, and when you press it...
So you got my back and everything?
Which is funny that they would include a Napoleon Dynamite phrase and not solely Pedro phrases, but another one.
If you vote for me, all of your wildest dreams will come true.
And finally...
So you got my back and everything? If you vote for me...
so he only has 2 phrases.
All of your wildest dreams will come true.
That's a bit disappointing, really, that it only has 2 phrases, and one of them is heavily a Napoleon Dynamite phrase. Really, of all the phrases that Kip says throughout the movie, you think they could have incorporated at least 2 more, or at least a second one. They could have even put in the phrase where, again, he's talking about how hot he was the other night, and took a bath, that didn't work, so he shaved his head. They could have put that in there. Jeez, I kind of feel like I've been gypped a bit. Oh well, I'm not going to be playing the sound too much. Still, you gotta love this figure. Even if he comes up a little short on the bass and the sounds, I think all things considered, still a really great figure. We'll zoom in again to his face. A solid sculpt on that face. Spot, what are you gonna give him? What are you gonna give him? I can't certainly dock him points because of lack of sounds on his bass. On a sculpt wise, he's definitely a fantastic looking figure. I think I'm gonna give Pedro here an 8.5. Solid figure. Today's Toy Spot, we're having a look at the Mcfarlane Toys Napoleon Dynamite Series 1, and unfortunately the only series. We're looking today at President Pedro. Thanks for watching, guys. Let me know down below what you think of the Napoleon Dynamite cartoon. I would hope all of you guys have seen the Napoleon Dynamite movie. Boy, if you haven't, don't even get me started on that one. You guys can just leave right away. No, that's fine. You guys can stick around. But thanks for watching, as you always do, guys. I'll see you guys next time.